Number one. Can you guess it from that picture? It's Bloodborne. Ah, I love Souls. I love Demon Souls, Dark Souls. Dark Souls 2 is the weakest one. Doesn't matter. Bloodborne is by far the most fun I've had. But any game this year, probably the year before, who knows? It's so good. It is the perfect change of the formula from Dark Souls to this. It is still Souls, it is still difficult, but it is difficult in a different way now. The dodging, the fact that you can't block is so revolutionary, and it took me several hours to get used to it, but it was great. It was unbelievably great. I loved every second of it. I have the platinum in this game because it's borderline perfect. Like, there are things I don't like about it, and there are things I would change, but like adding the gems that you can use in your weapons, they're all trick weapons, so they all change. Adding different moves, like, oh, now you can charge attack with R2 with every weapon. Adding things like that, learning how to get by these enemies, fighting these bosses that are huge and incredible and tough. And when I was going for the platinum and going through these chalice dungeons, and the chalice dungeons are the weakest part, it always came back to, like, I fought what was it, the bloodletting beast, the poison one. Forget his name off the top of my head. And fighting, there's a version of him you have to fight when you're doing the chalice dungeon stuff to get to the platinum. And I was fighting him so many times, and you just get so good at it. And it gets to the point where I'm fighting him for like 5 minutes, and I haven't been hit, and but I've been hit maybe a couple times, but like I'm dodging everything, and I only have a very narrow window to attack, and it's such a perfect meld of all the mechanics and everything I love about the Souls games. The difficulty, the not necessarily obtuseness. I don't think these games are obtuse or intentionally confusing. It lays everything out for you. It's like, these are the moves you can do. There's no secrets here. Maybe you don't know there's a jump attack. You don't need the jump attack to win. You don't need that. You don't need that at all. You can beat every boss in this game with your fists. You don't need some special ability, some item you find along the way. No. You can beat this game in starting equipment. And that's what's so interesting about it too, is I do beat the game in the starting equipment pretty much. There's like one set of armor that's definitively better than the first set that you can get at the very beginning, and that's what I used for the entire game. For the entire game. And I use the starting weapon. Like, it doesn't even fucking matter. It matters how well you use the weapons. It doesn't matter what weapon it is. It's how you use it. And that's what's been so good about the Souls games this whole time, and what's fucking phenomenal about Bloodborne. It is, I mean, it's why I bought a PS4, and buying a PS4 for one game is stupid unless that game is Bloodborne and you're me. Because this game is amazing. I went back for the DLC. The DLC is, I have complaints with it, but none of them have complaints to do with gameplay. It's phenomenal. It's breathtaking. It's the game where I beat it, did the platinum, I did New Game Plus, I started a new character for the DLC, I started going through the game again on New Game Plus Plus, and it's just so much fucking fun. If there was no other games that came out this year and it was just Bloodborne, I would still be playing it. I would have hundreds and hundreds of hours in this game instead of just 100, which is kind of crazy. You could do everything in this game, platinum it, do everything in the DLC in like 80 hours. It's not that difficult. And it's actually the easiest of the Souls games. Easiest-ish. Parts are a lot easier. I think its difficulty curve is harder, and then it gets kind of even out to... all the Souls games kind of do that, but this one in particular, once you get past Vicar Amelia, is more of a straight shot to the end, as opposed to the other games are kind of a longer crawl, and then it's a easier train ride. But I love this game. This game is about as perfect as you can get. I feel about this game how I feel about Resident Evil 4, which is, top 5 games of all time. Perfect game. Perfect game. I played it for Extra Life for 24 hours, and I loved every second of it, and I can say the same thing about Bloodborne. There is so little wrong with this that picking faults in this game is like getting like a giant ass diamond and being like, well, it could be a little bigger. Like, who gives a fuck? It's this giant $1 million diamond. Just shut the fuck up about it. It's amazing. It's amazing. And here's my goofy list in full. You see it? Axiom Verge, Super Mario Maker, Fallout 4, Mad Max, Resident Evil Revelations 2, Her Story, Ori and the Blind Forest, Metal Gear Solid 5, Guitar Hero Live, and Bloodborne. Phenomenal games, all. Bloodborne. Game of the century. Game of the PS4. That's what I'll call it. That is not the right thing. Game of the PS4. For damn sure. And that's been the Game of the Year show. I do this every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Twitch, twitch.tv/BenReacts, which is an ironic name. Long story. That's it. If anyone watches this, tell me how much you disagree with my stupid ass choices. I wonder how many people are going to be mad about Mad Max, or about Resident Evil Revelations 2, or about Her Story, or about Guitar Hero Live. I imagine if anyone's upset about anything, it's Guitar Hero Live. You can go fuck yourself, because that game's amazing. And you're wrong. Your opinion's wrong. I deem it wrong. Okay, you can have your opinion back. I'm stupid, but